Hello, welcome back. This is chapter second, Children at Work, and today I'm going to explain passage number 8 to you. So here we go. What are you carrying in that bag? Things, bottle, paper. Okay, so Value now asks this girl as what was she carrying in that bag and that sack, and she answered things. Simply things, nothing else, single word, things. And by things she meant bottles and paper. Velu wondered what she was doing with them, but he felt shy to ask any more questions. Okay, Velu thought as what she was doing with all those things, bottles and papers. What were they of any use to her? So he was just wondering, he was just thinking as what she was doing with all those things. But he was shy, he was hesitant, he was uneasy about asking any more questions. That is, he didn't feel like asking any questions, any more questions, or say he felt something like you can say awkward kind of feeling he had to ask any more questions to her. It was still morning, but the sun blasted down on the tar and Velu's bare feet burned. So it was still morning. It was morning time still, say 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and the sun was very bright and hot. And because the sun shone with full brightness, so the road the road was hot. That is, the concrete road was hot, and his bare feet burned. That is, he felt the burning of his face. That is, he felt the heat of the road. So since he was bare feet, since he was not using any chappal or any slippers or shoes, so he felt the heat of the road. It was not like walking on a mud road, and that was not like walking on a mud road, kacha road, or on muddy road. Muddy road is not that hot, but these concrete roads, or they get very hot. He was soaked with sweat. He was now, since it was very hot, sun was blasting down on the road. The road was also releasing the heat, so it was very hot, and so he was all in sweat. He was full of sweat, you can say. He tried hard to walk in the shade and keep up with the girl at the same time. Now, what he tried to do to avoid discomfort, to avoid these problems, he tried to walk in the shade. Walk in the shade means maybe by the side of the road on the pavement. There were trees over the pavement, you can say, and over means the branches of the tree, and the hoardings were there, banners and hoardings were there, so there was some kind of shade. It created some kind of shade for the pedestrians or the people walking on foot. And at the same time, as he tried to avoid sun, at the same time he also tried to keep up with the girl. That is, he also tried to keep pace with the girl. He tried to maintain the speed of walking with the girl. She walked really fast, but she walked really fast. She was used to walking walking long distance, so she walked very fast. How far away was the food? After almost an hour of walking, they stopped in front of a big building. Now he asked the question, "How far is it from the food?" So that is how long will they have to walk more to reach to the you can say uh, hotel or a place where they would get some kind of food, or say where they would get some food. But they continued to walk for an hour. They had to walk for an hour, and after that they stopped in front of a big building. Sri Rajarajeshwari Prasanna Kalyana Mandapam, read Velu slowly. Now they stopped in front of a big building, and there was written, some signboard was there. So there was written Sri Rajarajeshwari Prasanna Kalyana Mandapam. So Velu read it slowly. A sign with letters made of flowers said, "Groom, J.V. Vinayagan, Bride, Rani." Okay, so now Velu, yes. Velu also read the names written there with flowers. The name of groom and name of bride were written there with flowers. So the name he could read there of the groom was J.V. Vinayagan. That is, there was a marriage ceremony taking place there. And the groom named J.B. Vinayagan, and the name of the bride was Rani. Velu stared at the big cars parked outside. Now his eyes fell on the big cars parked outside, placed outside, or say kept outside. One of the cars had a flower garland and roses taped onto it, and one of the cars, not all cars, but one of the cars was decorated with flowers, some kind of roses taped onto it. The girl looked around, pulled one off quickly, and stuck it in her hair. Now the girl looked around to check if someone was looking at them or not. And when she found nobody was around, and she picked one of the roses from the car and placed it in her hair. "Come on," she said. "Are we going to eat here?" Now she said, "Come on, let's go inside." And he said, wondering, "Are we going to eat inside? Are we going to get food inside?" Asked Velu, looking at the huge hall and the people inside. He looked at the huge hall and the people inside, and he, with amazement, being amazed, he asked the question if they were also going to go inside and have their food there. "Hopes," and she said, "Hopes, yes, I hope we're going to get our food here," said the girl. That is, she was not yet confirmed. So why not confirm? We'll find it now. Said the girl, shaking her thumb under his nose. And the girl said yes, and then she shook her hand under his nose. That is, she moved her thumb under his nose, maybe giving some kind of sign or teasing him. She led him behind the hall. She led him behind the hall. Now she led him behind the hall. Now from there they went behind the hall, and then there was a big garbage bin overflowing with rubbish, and then they moved Near a big garbage bin, a garbage bin was placed, and they moved near the garbage bin. A garbage bin that was overflowing with rubbish, overflowing. That was completely filled, and that was overflowing. Some of the items, rubbish was, you say, coming or falling down. Not space, still overloaded, you can say. The goats were standing on the pile, a fighting for a banana leaf, and there were two goats, standing there on the pile, on the pile of rubbish. Two goats stood, and they were fighting for a, a banana leaf. So this is all. Thank you.